Straight ahead on CCX News, a change of heart in Maple Grove that native Chicagoans will love.
When I heard Portillo's was coming to Maple Grove, I thought it was the best thing that could happen to Maple Grove.
Plus, got a broken taillight? Police may pull you over and bring you good news. But first,
it's very frustrating on our part.
2 weeks, 2 burglaries at local sports memorabilia shops. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Collecting baseball cards and comic books is more than fun for some people. It's a way to make money.
Thieves have realized that too and nabbed 2 stores in our area recently. Ironically, one store we featured just yesterday on CCX News.
We've got some Heartland figurines that are from the 60s.
What a difference a day makes.
We got pucks, we got autographed baseballs.
Monday, we heard about the heart behind a sports card shop in Golden Valley.
Today, it's more because it's a passion, and it's the same way for Mark and I. This is a passion.
Today, it's heartbreak for the owners after a break-in Monday night.
This is the window they came in. That glass, as you can see, they broke the glass, broke the window. They had a piece of sewer grate that they used.
Thieves grabbed 2 safes in the office and got away with what was inside.
So far, that's all we've been able to determine, that that's what they've taken. We haven't done a calculation of the loss yet.
In the sports memorabilia business, break-ins happen. Stolen items can be resold on eBay or Craigslist. Last year at the store's old location off Medicine Lake Road, thieves did damage that reached into the 6-figure range.
We've had other friends in the last year that own stores in Roseville and Apple Valley that have also been broken into. So it's just very frustrating for our business.
But if you turn back the clock to exactly 1 week ago Monday night,
we got robbed.
Thieves were stealing from a store on Main Street in Hopkins.
Heartbroken, not happy. I mean, this is a major hit for us, and it's going to be hard for it to survive that kind of a hit.
Ultimate Collectibles owner Shane Cohn says thieves smashed up cases and took more than $100,000 worth of stuff.
A lot of our items are unique, one-of-a-kind item.
Thieves even took out the store's surveillance system.
They definitely knew what they were doing, and they also knew where we kept certain things, so they knew to get those things out.
Police are still looking for who did it and whether the crimes are connected.
It's very frustrating on our part.
But for owners who are only as good as their unique merchandise,
we do everything we can to keep our building as secure as possible for not only our collections, but our customers.
Police say they have alerted pawn shops about this stolen merchandise, and also they ask any collectors who might be shopping online to be wary of possible stolen cards. Give them a call if you see anything suspicious.
A Brooklyn Park woman was seriously hurt in a crash that remains unsolved. That crash caused a major traffic backup in the Lowry Hill Tunnel in Minneapolis. 26-year-old Letitia Willis suffered life-threatening injuries late Saturday night when the Lincoln Town car she was a passenger in spun out of control and struck another vehicle. Willis was listed in serious condition. The people in the other vehicle were not hurt. The driver of the Lincoln Town car ran away from the scene, and the State Patrol tells CCX News they are still trying to determine the identity of the driver. The famous Chicago hot dog chain Portillo's could come to Maple Grove after all.
After previously rejecting the restaurant's plans, the City Council voted 4-1 Monday night to approve preliminary plans for a Portillo's restaurant at the shops at Arbor Lakes. We get more from Eric Nelson.
It's nice to have that type of entity come to your community, and it will certainly be a draw from 20, 30 miles away or further.
An iconic restaurant chain from the Windy City could soon be blowing into Maple Grove.
We're very, very proud of the opportunity to come to this city.
Chicago-based Portillo's has received the initial okay to build on a parking lot near the main entrance at the shops at Arbor Lakes.
We're #1 as a city, and people want to come here.
2 city council members, Karen Yeager and Judy Hansen, recently rejected Portillo's because of traffic concerns.
Through this before with traffic issues, such as Krispy Kreme. That was a scene to behold.
After the initial rejection, council members say they received hate mail and plenty of criticism on social media.
They threatened that they would not vote for us and how stupid we are. We don't know anything, and you just berating us.
Portillo's has been in business for 54 years. They have 4 to 8 employees who deal with traffic management and speedy food delivery. The Maple Grove facility is set to handle 50 cars at one time, which is similar to how it's done in Chicago.
I must admit it was very efficient, and it never filtered out into it never came out of the drive-through area. They did a good job at moving them through.
But now things should simmer down. Portillo's is expected to come with a final vote in May. The restaurant could be open by November.
We're a great place for them to do business. It's a great location for restaurants. It's a great location for businesses.
When I heard Portillo's was coming to Maple Grove, I thought it was the best thing that could happen to Maple Grove.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
The arrival of Portillo's is expected to create more than 100 jobs. Another Portillo's is being built in Woodbury and opens in July.
Instead of issuing citations, some police officers are handing out vouchers. It's part of a new program called Lights On. When officers pull over vehicles with broken taillights or turn signals, they may give motorists a voucher so they can get repairs done for free, up to $40. The goal is to help people who might not be able to afford costly repairs.
A cop stopped me and they said that my light was not working, and they gave me a warning. They said that I needed to fix, but I did explain to the officer that the reason why I had not fixed it was because I was a single parent and I did not have the money.
What we want people to do is to drive their vehicles safely, and for those that may struggle to be able to replace those lights, this is a great opportunity.
A nonprofit group called Micro Grant is teaming up with Bobby and Steve's Auto World to cover the repair costs, and the repairs have to be done at Bobby and Steve's. Crystal, Robbinsdale, Brooklyn Center, and Brooklyn Park are also participating in the program.
Brooklyn Park is applying for federal grant money that could help dozens of homeowners make needed repairs. Homeowners could receive up to $15,000 to do such repairs, as putting in new windows, replacing roof shingles, and fixing code violations. Priority is given to low-income households and people with special needs. If the city's grant request is successful, the city would start taking applications in January.
Still ahead on CCX News, how technology is changing how parents parent.
Health Check gives us tips on how to control all of the digital clutter. Plus, the Osseo softball team is set for a busy week. We have a preview of the Orioles.
But first, more rain on Wednesday. Technology is becoming a greater part of our lives every day with the prevalence of smartphones and tablets.
As a result, technology and social media are changing nearly every aspect of family interaction. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland looks at how a program is teaching adults how to parent in this digital age.
And then what we do is we scoop the dirt into the container.
Education is a lifelong journey.
Okay, that's going to be good enough.
And while there are kids in this classroom,
we get to sprinkle seeds on top of the dirt.
These particular classes are aimed primarily toward the adults.
I know nothing about toddlers and babies, so when I had my own, I thought that this would be a great way to learn about their development and just how to be a good parent.
Emily Wells is here with her 3-year-old son, Gregory.
We need water and soil.
She's one of more than 800 people who take classes at the Early Childhood Family Education Center in New Hope on how to become better parents.
We facilitate classes that are parent-child interaction based, and so the parents come with their children, they spend time together with their children in the children's classroom, and then the parents separate into a parenting education time for the second half of the class.
Learning proper parenting techniques will be relevant for people of any generation, but these days, seemingly everyone has a smartphone by their side.
I have a hard time not checking my email and my texts when I hear, the dinging and things like that, and I try really hard to put my phone in another room so I can just concentrate on my children.
She's not alone. As a result, in the past 5 years, parent educators have put a greater emphasis on how to parent in a digital age.
The parents are coming in and saying, what do we do? Help us to figure out and navigate this with us.
It's an important topic because of the significance of face-to-face conversations. Parents and children shouldn't have to compete with technology for attention.
That face-to-face interaction it's everything. This is kindergarten readiness. This is 21st century fluencies. This is what we know our kids need to have when they grow up and to be successful members of a community.
While smartphones and tablets are great tools, parents need to set limits for themselves and their kids.
As we get older, I think it's really important important for us to realize what our own usage really is.
For Emily's family, she's come up with a strategy that, so far, has worked.
We've really kept them from watching TV, and I think it's really helped because he loves reading. He reads at least 20 books a day, and I think not watching TV has helped him be an avid reader.
In New Hope, Blaine Cleveland, CCX News.
For any parents interested in learning more about this topic, there's a conference at the University of St. Thomas on Saturday called Reclaiming Face-to-Face Talk in a Digital World. For more information, you can check out our website at ccxmedia.org. Still ahead, songwriting in Brooklyn Park with a Nashville twist.
But first, runs are hard to come by as Osseo and Buffalo meet up on the baseball diamond. John Jacobson with the highlights next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Osseo baseball team is off to a strong start. The Orioles carried a 3-0 mark into Monday's contest. Osseo on its home field to face Buffalo. And Osseo lefty John Bezdacek is in command early, gets the strikeout here and is perfect through 4 innings. In the bottom of the third, Robbie Coleflat smacks a hot grounder past the second baseman and into right center field. Matt Bezdacek speeds around to score from second base, and the Orioles grab a 1-0 lead on Coleflat's single. John Bezdacek runs into trouble in the fifth, but gets out of it with help from his D. Nick Lyons to Taylor Bader to Matt Bezdacek for the 5-2-3 double play. Ends a bases loaded threat for Buffalo. Coleflat looks to start a rally in the bottom of the fifth with a nice running grab by Bison center fielder Hunter Brings, robs of an extra base hit, and it stays 1-0 Osseo. John Bezdacek finishes what he started, going the distance and striking out 7 while throwing a 3-hitter. Osseo wins 1-0 to improve to 4-0. One other note from Monday baseball, Champlin Park defeated Eden Prairie 2-1 in 12 innings. Both teams played in the state Class 4A tournament last season. The Orioles softball team is scheduled to play 4 games in the next 4 days, weather permitting. As Jay Wilcox reports, it's a team that has a chance to be pretty good this spring.
The Osseo softball team has a good core group of 5 returning starters to build around. They like the way things look to start the season.
I'm really confident with this year. It just has a better feeling going into it where we're all friends, we all have fun on the field, and I think that's what makes a difference this year.
About 50-50. There's good, some newer players to varsity and returners, so it's a good combination where we can all help each other. So,
you know, we're pretty balanced. You know, we don't have one huge glaring strength and one huge glaring weakness. You know, our defense is solid, our offense is solid. You know, we're not going to score 8 runs a game, and we're not going to give up a whole bunch of runs a game either. So I think we're kind of somewhere in between. So I think that's a strength. You know, balanced lineup up and down, both defensively and offensively, and a little bit of depth this year, which is different than some of the past years.
Outfielder Lane Ruska, catcher Andrea Denslake, shortstop Taylor Kotke, second baseman April Jacobson, and pitcher Katie Johnson have played a lot for the Orioles. Osseo tied for 4th in the tough Northwest Suburban last spring, going 8-5 in league games. They're 1-1 in their first 2 outings this season. It's a team that may not win the conference, but should be closer to the top than the bottom.
I haven't seen like this year's teams, but definitely basing it off of last year's, we're definitely in the top half. I'd say we compete with the higher level teams in the conference.
I know we're not the best out there, but we're competitors. We can keep up with all the good teams. I believe in us. So
we have some kids that have been in this conference, have competed against the best of the best, and I think, you know, our kids aren't going to back down from anybody, and I think we'll be competitive just like we always are.
The Orioles are good enough to play with everyone on their schedule. Now they'd like to take the next step and win the close ones and make some noise in the postseason. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Orioles are slated to have away games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against Park Center, Cloquet, and Andover before hosting Casson-Manorville Friday. Casson-Manorville won state titles in Class 2A in 2014 and 2015. High school golfers are into their seasons now. Maple Grove's boys are playing well through their first 3 tournaments of the year. The Crimson won the Blaine Invitational at the tough TPC course. Maple Grove came in with a team score of 297, 6 strokes ahead of runner-up Blaine. Dylan Hansen shot a 70 for his round, while Tyler Burkham had a 71 for the Crimson. Elk River, Andover, and Anoka round out the top 5 in the 20-team tournament. Osseo and Totino Grace finished in a tie for 6th place. Rogers, with 3 strokes back of them, to finish 9th. Armstrong and Champlin Park placed 15th and 16th, respectively. The Crimson have placed in the top 3 in all 3 of their multi-school tournaments this season. And in girls golf, Wayzata won the Minnesota Valley Invitational, with Hallie Greenberg of the Trojans winning medalist honors at that tournament. That's it for sports. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Up next, a Grammy Award-winning songwriter pays a visit to Brooklyn Park.
How he's helping local college students when we come back.
The site of an annual fall tradition will soon become a place for some spring fun as well. The Bauman family, who puts in the fall Twin Cities Harvest Festival and Corn Maze at 109th and Highway 169 in Brooklyn Park, is launching a new attraction. The Twin Cities Spring Babies Festival is all about introducing kids to the little babies of spring. Kids will be able to pet and hold baby chicks, bunnies, goats, and other farm babies.
And I grew up on the farm with a lot of baby animals. So I thought that would be a way to share with the public in the metro area, that they will be able to see newborn babies and kind of have the experience of being around a newborn farm animal.
Bert Bauman said that they'll also have smaller versions of their hay bale maze and children's corn pit. The Spring Festival is open from 10 to 5 the next 2 weekends, rain or shine. Tickets are $8 online or $10 at the gate. And for more information, go to TwinCitiesSpringBabies.com.
A Grammy Award-winning songwriter is back at his alma mater in Brooklyn Park, helping others learn the art of putting music and words together.
And the bad news is you're gone. That word had said, well, there's our title. So we call it You're Gone.
A part of lesson number 1, what's in the making of a good title? John Vesner attended school at North Hennepin before eventually heading to Nashville, where he wrote songs recorded by the likes of Martina McBride and Faith Hill. This week, though, he's sharing his passion for writing music with students.
One of the things that I tell students is that if you don't feel something, how do you expect somebody else to feel it? So, you know, it doesn't have to be autobiographical, but if you can touch some sort of chord, if you can touch into something there, chances are it'll strike some chord with somebody else.
Where does your art come from? That's when I'll look to other parts of myself. Instead of needing to vent about being emotionally distraught, maybe I can write about being emotionally happy.
And you can see and hear the result of their work at the end of the week. Vesner and students will showcase their original songs at a concert on Friday night at the college. It is free and open to the public. That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow starting at 4.